What's up, y'all? Flan Speaks back, another video, man. Caitlin Clark, debut. Her team, the Indiana Fever, they fall basically to 71-92 to the Connecticut Sun. Um, Listen, she had a game that I'm going to judge. Her game was basically tell of two halves. Okay, but like I said in my last video, I never went into with unrealistic expectations. Not one of these people that's going around saying this is the greatest female basketball player I've ever seen. Is going to come into the league better than everybody. Um, my expectation, I always felt like she'd be lucky if she's a top 20 player coming into the league. She'd be lucky. All right. There's a few things that we need fans to do. Caitlin Clark fan club. All right. Y'all got to let the girl grow. We see the potential. We saw it tonight. We saw some of the flashes, of brilliance, court vision. We saw some of the shooting and all of that. But what y'all going to have to recognize is some of them other girls, oh, yeah, they can play too. Yeah, it's a lot of women that can play ball. So this ain't no one-on-one situation here. And this is not the best bet. It's like what y'all gonna see now is that there are other players that can play. Great ones. And that no, it's not just that simple as her coming in because she's imitating Steph Curry that she's the best. I think if you know what you're watching, even though she did lead her team in scoring with the 20 points, if you know what you're watching, you'll know that was not the case. Her game was a tale of two halves. In the beginning of the game, she was 2 of 7. Now, some of that I say was probably jitters. A lot of it was the defense of one who's probably my favorite player now, Dejanay. I like the name. Like when I heard in the beginning somebody named Dejanay was gonna be on her, I'm like, oh man. I knew right then. I knew right then. You know, y'all not understanding. There are some athletic women in the world with long arms, long limbs, quick feet, who she may or may not, have dealt with ever before, right? She did a good job of staying with her. They did a real good job of rotating the defense. If she does possibly get past one, she had to get past another layer of defense. This team is very sound. And as a team, they're just ahead of the Fever right now. I think they'll likely sweep the Fever. I don't see them. And, Fever beating them. Um, Now, Caitlin Clark did have a good second half where she ended up 5 of 13. There's room for improvement there, but I saw some of the flashes there of what people are looking for. Uh, she was 4 of 10 from three, which is not bad. It's 40%. That's really good. And she made all her free throws, which shows that through the jitters, like that's just like second nature. So that's good. Um, but to say it was a good game, I don't think so. We're talking about 10 turnovers. She was turning the goddamn ball over, which is a result of defense. And it's just something that she's going to have to adjust. Go back to the lab, look at what you were doing, and to avoid certain situations like some of those little passes that are there in college. These girls, man, these women, you're not getting away with some of that stuff there. And honestly, Diana Taurasi knew what the hell she was talking about. This is a different level. This is a different level. Right, and this idea that she's just simmered down with the best player in the league stuff. She doesn't even look like the best player in the league, honestly. When you're out there, just the movement, the flow, like no, all right, and that needs to simmer down. Okay, she does need to listen to her coach. Okay, you can't go out there and just play Caitlin ball. Caitlin ball is not going to win a title, not against those teams. Those teams are too organized. They're too athletic. They're too talented. That ain't gonna work. Just going out there and let Caitlin be Caitlin and all this nonsense that these casuals are spewing. These casuals who probably started watching basketball, well, at least women's basketball, when they saw Angel Reese do like this to her, right? That's when you first started watching basketball. So you don't know anything about an Aja Wilson. I say Angel Reese. You don't know anything about Asia Wilson. You don't know anything about that number 25 who was out there. This woman, like, and I like it because now I'm finding out about these players. That DJ Naya. I like DJ. But I'm trying to find out about these players. That team, they had two wing players that followed her everywhere. You know, what I suspect will happen is, and this is what the expectation should be, she'll settle down, be over the jitters, and probably play a lot better against, you know, teams that are a little bit more inferior, teams that are closer to where the Fever are. The Suns is the top team. This is a team that's contending for a title. That team in the Aces, that's different. But you know, the stupid comments I've been reading all week, you know, about people saying that the Fever and the Aces are going to be in the finals. No. This league, y'all got to put more respect on these women's name when it comes to playing ball. Like, that's what I expect to see from here on out, unless you're just delusional. Unless you're just delusional, right? It ain't sweet out there. The majority of, like, her points came in garbage time, when the game was kind of, like, decided and she's going out there trying to make a valiant comeback. And then you'll see that someone from the Sun will go out there and score a three. They all can shoot threes, bro. This ain't just like, you know, Caitlyn can shoot threes and everybody else is a bunch of bums. These other narratives that you had. You got to kill all that, Jack. Alright? But listen, I'm judging her on the curve as a rookie. Not bad. Not bad. You know, we see the flashes. I don't know if it all turns out, should she have been the number one pick? I don't know. I mean, she's great to be your number one pick because of the attraction and the number of people that are going to come if you're trying to make money. But that girl Cardosa might actually be the most valuable player out of the players in the draft this year. You know, you're talking about a big. And if you look at the women's game, those bigs are very important in the women's game. You know, their best player, Asia Wilson, is a big. You know, and the WNBA, I don't think I don't know if it's evolved or whatever, but I don't know if it's gotten to the point where a wing player would be the best player in that league. You're just looking at the way they play. Y'all got to simmer down now, all right? I'm expecting a little bit more humility from y'all. You know, there was 20 points there, but a lot of that was garbage stuff. Started out with no points. Didn't get our first 2 points until almost like the second quarter. Started out with just fouls all over the place. 10 turnovers. It's horrible. That has to go down, right? 10 turnovers and 3 assists? You know, in 32 minutes? It's rookie numbers, though. Not bad. You know what I mean? But y'all got to simmer down now. She's not the best player in the WNBA. Not by a long shot, all right? But she could be good, all right? Peace out.